guys, I'm here with our school psychologist. This is Miss Viviana.
Hello.
Do you want to introduce yourself and your role?
Yeah, so I'm Viviana. I'm the school psychologist here at High Tech High School.
So we're going to talk a little bit about mental health for high schoolers. So first, I think a lot of people have different interpretations on what mental health is, especially on the high school level. So can you tell us what your view on it is and what is mental health for you?
Yeah, so I'll kind of explain like what my role is and how I serve for mental health here first. I think sometimes there could be like a misconception with my title, school psychologist. You hear the psychologist part in my role or title, and people like often think like I'm like a clinical psychologist type of thing, when I think that's like a huge misconception. I do serve for mental health here, but a huge portion of my role here is I serve a lot of students who are in special education. So a lot of the evaluations that I do are to like determine that type of stuff and like supports and how we can like better support them here like in the school setting. And then for mental health, what I do for that is a lot of check-ins with students. I have a lot of students who are on my counseling caseload. I get a lot of students connected out in the community with like an outside therapist, that type of stuff. I also talk a lot with their personal therapist to make sure that like fully as a team, like we can like really serve the students and get them the support that they need. But when it comes to mental health, I think really it just means that like making sure that your mind is operating in a healthy way, I would say, like to keep it like super simple.
So what specific resources do you have for just like all high schoolers for their mental health?
So for all of them, what I do is I offer check-ins for all high school students, so not just students who are on my counseling caseloads. So like all students, if they did want to like check in with me, like they all have the opportunity to do that. In terms of like outside resources, I have like a bunch of resources that are free for one. There are things like apps where you can like get connected with like a counselor, that's free. Organizations like the YMCA for people who identify as like trans, that type of stuff, to go to like support groups and then get that type of counseling for free as well. And then there are also those agencies that like work with like insurance type of things, so like finding which clinician takes your insurance, that type of stuff.
Okay, cool. So as we all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This was a while back though, but what kind of stuff did our school do for mental health awareness?
I will say that May was a very busy month for me, and I do apologize for my lack of things that we did have for mental health awareness. Our school specifically, I know that we kind of like piggyback on what the middle school was doing, and they had a mental health fair. But next year, I do have some things hoping to get planned in terms of like hosting a mental health fair as well too, which maybe I can use the support of you guys.
Of course.
Because I know you guys do a lot of cool things out in the community as well too. May in general is just a busy month for people who work in the special education department, so there's a lot of things going on there. But next year, definitely continuing on with the mental health fair, in addition to like maybe like a spirit week, that type of stuff, just getting people like aware of what mental health is and then what free resources are available to them, so if they are struggling, that they know there are places that they can go to for help.
And so a lot of people, when we think of high school, we think of like a heavy workload, a lot of like stress goes in, and maybe not a lot of time outside. We look at our screens a lot. What is your like general advice for someone who is in high school and might just feel like really stressed with having large workloads?
That's a great question. I always like just think back to like me in high school. Like I was taking like AP classes, honors classes, that type of stuff. So like the workload was definitely like very heavy. And like back then, I didn't even think that I wanted to be in the role that I am now. So like, did I know about mental health? No. Did I know about like coping strategies? No. So like I just kind of like carried on with my life type of thing, and like that was fine. But I know that that doesn't always work for some people. There are some people who like see deadlines and they're like, oh my goodness, like I'm freaking out, and they have like anxiety, they have panic attacks, those type of things. So my advice would just be to always utilize a coping strategy, and it may feel like a lot, and it probably is a lot, but like spacing out all of your assignments, that type of thing, working on one thing at a time, maybe writing list type of things to like help you with like your organization skills, and honestly like taking a break at a point, because I know that there are some students who like are at school, well, almost all students are at school all day, and then they go home and then they're like doing homework like all night. Like that's not like a healthy way to live. And so like taking a break from like your academics, doing something for yourself, because like that's also like helping to keep like your mental health right, versus just like studying in a book like all day every day. Like eventually that'll lead to crash and burnout. But finding some time for you, and then obviously looking into coping strategies, because the workload probably will still continue to be high, especially if you want to pursue higher education. That will not change. And so looking for ways to help you cope with those emotions that come with those workloads.
Awesome. And this one's kind of a similar question, but a little different. For the graduating seniors who are going into college, entirely new environment, what kind of stuff should they keep in mind for their mental health?
I'd probably say the same thing too. Like, give yourself some time to adjust to college life, post high school life, that type of thing. But for like the college students specifically, it's okay if you don't know exactly what you're gonna do, or if you want to change your major from the initial thing that you had going into college, that's fine. And sometimes the first year will definitely be a transition year for a lot of students, where they might fail a couple classes, they might have a couple breakdowns, that type of things, and those are all okay, because high school life and college life are going to be very different. So be gentle and be patient with yourself, because then come 10th grade year, sophomore year in high school, or just transitioning to whatever next thing that they have in life, they got that 1 year to kind of acclimate and learn things on what they can do to better prepare themselves for the next year.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for all your incredible advice. Once again, we're very excited that we have another year to bring more awareness to mental health. Our club will we would love to work with you even closer next year. And I'm just very excited.
Yeah, thank you.
2025, 2026, it's going to be great. So thank you for your time today.
Of course.
Bye.